Let's explore the Cron Jobs module, the section where you can view, analyze, and manage all scheduled tasks registered in your WordPress installation. Here you'll find every cron job that exists, those created by WordPress itself, by your active plugins and themes, and sometimes leftover cron jobs from plugins you've uninstalled. Each row displays the hook name, its arguments, next run date, action type, frequency, interval, site ID in multi-site setups, and the belongs to column, which we'll discuss later. Under the hook name, you'll see its arguments array displayed in blue. This lets you quickly inspect the parameters that the cron job uses when it runs, very useful when debugging or identifying similar tasks. The Next Run column shows when each cron job is scheduled to execute next. All dates and times are displayed in your local time zone, and if you hover the info icon in the column header, you'll see a reminder of that. The Action column displays the type of callback associated with the cron job. It can be a standard function, a closure, or an action name defined by a plugin or theme. The Frequency column indicates how often the cron runs, for example, once hourly, once daily, or custom intervals like every 15 minutes, depending on what's defined in your site. The Interval column shows the exact interval in seconds. When you hover over this value, a tooltip appears displaying a more human-friendly description, such as every 15 minutes or once daily. This helps you quickly interpret timing without doing any conversions. You can sort the list by any column, for example, by cron name or next run date, to quickly find specific jobs or those scheduled to run soon. At the top, you'll see an orange Preset Filters area. This section highlights important information right away, such as when cron jobs without action are detected, or when cron jobs haven't been scanned yet. Each message in this area includes a filter link. Clicking it instantly displays the corresponding cron jobs. For example, if you click the Cron Jobs with No Action Detected message, you'll see only those orphaned tasks ready for inspection or deletion. Cron jobs without action are scheduled tasks that no longer point to a valid function or callback. This can happen if the plugin or theme that created them has been removed or deactivated. These orphaned tasks remain in your database but will never actually run. This preset area works the same way across several modules and helps you immediately identify what deserves attention. Just below, you'll find the Filters bar, which lets you refine your list using several criteria. You can search for cron jobs by keyword and choose where to search, in the hook name or in the arguments. You can also filter by frequency, which lists all available schedules currently registered on your WordPress site, including both WordPress defaults like hourly or daily and any custom ones added by plugins or themes. The Interval filter allows you to target cron jobs by their time interval in seconds. You'll see all available values such as 900, 1800, 3600, and more. There's also an NA option for cron jobs that don't have a defined interval, like one-time scheduled tasks. And finally, the Has Action filter lets you show only cron jobs with or without valid actions, perfect when you want to focus on broken or orphaned ones. If you're in a multi-site setup, you can also filter by site to display cron jobs from a specific subsite. Once you've applied filters, you can hide this bar to free up space. And if you want to return to the full list, click Reset Filters to show all cron jobs again. Below the filters, you'll find the Categorization filters, which group cron jobs into quick access categories: all cron jobs, orphans, plugin cron jobs, theme cron jobs, WordPress cron jobs, and not scanned. Now let's move to the Belongs To column, a key part of this module. Right after installing the plugin, this column will only display data for WordPress core cron jobs and for Advanced Database Cleaner itself. To detect which plugin or theme created the other cron jobs, you'll need to perform a scan. Click Start a Scan for cron jobs. You can choose between two scan modes: Local Scan, which uses an advanced algorithm to detect ownership based on your current environment, or Full Scan, which also includes a remote step that connects to our central server and compares your cron jobs against a large, constantly updated database of known plugins and themes. The remote scan is more accurate, but may take a little longer, especially if your site contains many cron jobs or plugins. Once the scan completes, the Belongs To column will be updated with all detected relationships. You can then use the categorization filters to view which cron jobs belong to plugins, themes, WordPress core, or which ones are orphans that don't belong to any known source. Next to each Belongs To entry, you'll find a small More Info icon. Clicking it opens a detailed modal with extra information about that cron job, showing the known plugins or themes that use it, as well as their status, whether they're active, inactive, or not installed. This data is usually provided by our central server, which analyzes a large database of WordPress add-ons. But in some cases, it can also be detected locally, for example, if the plugin or theme was still installed before the scan. That means you can even find connections with add-ons you've already uninstalled. If a cron job is marked as orphaned, but the modal shows it's linked to a plugin you previously used, you can confidently confirm that that plugin created that cron. This helps you make safer and more informed cleanup decisions. Now let's move to the Bulk Actions menu, located above the list. These actions apply only to the cron jobs you've selected using the checkboxes on the left. Let's go through them one by one. The Scan action rescans only the selected cron jobs to update their Belongs To data. It's faster than rescanning the entire database. Next, the Edit Scan Result action lets you manually assign ownership to one or more cron jobs. When you click it, a window appears where you can set the selected cron jobs to belong to a plugin, a theme, WordPress, or mark them as orphaned. If you choose Don't Assign to any category, those cron jobs will return to their original Not Scanned Yet status. You can also send your manually corrected cron jobs anonymously to our central server to help improve the accuracy of our detection database. You can always show your manually corrected cron jobs by clicking this plus button and enabling Show Manual Corrections Only. When enabled, this displays only the cron jobs you've manually corrected using the Edit Belongs To action. It's very useful when reviewing your manual changes later. And finally, the Delete action permanently removes the selected cron jobs from your database. Use this carefully and only after confirming they are safe to delete, especially if they belong to active plugins or essential WordPress functions. And before we finish, remember, always make a full database backup before performing any critical operation, such as deleting cron jobs. Even though the plugin handles operations safely, having a backup ensures you can restore your data if needed.